Charlynn 2000 series motor assembly. I'm going to talk about this a little bit. Okay, this has already gone through the parts washer, and then we ran it through the solvent. We got all the parts laid out here. We put this on the lathe and polished the seal area here. You can see that it's real clean. Okay, I got a seal kit here. Now it says Danfoss, and I want to talk about this because Danfoss bought out Eaton. These were Charlynn, Danfoss bought them, so now we're seeing, you used to see Charlynn, Eaton on the package. Now we're seeing Danfoss. Okay, the assembly date 2/9/26, so this is a fresh kit. Now what happened is this particular motor was in here before, and it started leaking. They had two of them, one's a spare, and they put the other one, and then it started leaking. Now we did test them. So when I got this one in, we took it apart, and you can see that this is part of the seal here that broke out. Let me show you what it looks like. Never seen this happen before, and especially because we test them. But now we got a new kit here, and it's different packaging. Okay, you got a high pressure seal here, and this inner part broke out of this thing for some reason. I've never seen that before. And you see this has got a little spring around there around the pressure pack. But only thing I could think of is maybe it was old stock. Could have been years old, I don't remember, because we used to have these in stock in a drawer. I'm not sure, but anyway, we got a new one here. We're going to fix it. This is a, we're going to have to eat this one because it didn't last. And like I said, I've never seen that before on this type of a setup, and I've done at least 1,000 of these motors over the years. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the assembly, then we'll show you the timing. I know I've showed this before. And this particular seal kit's part number 61258. I have that number memorized because I've done so many of them. But it's a Danfoss now. Even though this is a Charlynn motor, Danfoss bought them out. You know how that works with these corporations. So let's go ahead and we'll go through the assembly and timing on this thing. Okay, so we'll set this up here. First thing you're going to do is, now what I'm noticing in here, this kit doesn't have it, but it used to have a metal backup on this. I wish I could find one to show you. This kit doesn't have it. And I'll just verify it. And so it's done differently for some reason. All the other kits used to have that backup, brass backup metal washer. And you can see here I have another one, another kit here for the other one that's going to come in after we get this one back on the machine. This one doesn't have the brass backup washer, so that's a change. Okay, I don't know why they're doing that, but we're going to set that down in there. And we have this little seal thing. Now I'm gonna walk over and do this on the arbor press so it goes in clean. Okay, you can tap it with a hammer with this thing, seal installer, but let me walk away and drop this in there on the arbor press and press that down evenly. You don't want to tweak these seals, and you want to do it clean. And seeing guys pound them in there, and then they'll knock that spring off, that tensioner. Okay, it went in there good. Okay, you can see here. I'll show you. Pressed it in real nice with the arbor press clean. It's down in there. Now we'll press in the wiper seal. Okay, and you want to make sure you get that the right way. This is the dust seal. Put that right on there. Now this one you can pop with a hammer. Pop it down in there. And just make sure you get it down. It's all the way down. Okay, so we got that. Now just be aware if you ever get any of the other kits, there'll be a brass washer that goes under that. And the funny thing is, the Charlynn kits, they used to have a little paper and a little instruction thing in there on how to do this. Now we don't. So you're going to take some grease in here, and you're going to grease up this seal real good. Okay. Let's see how I'm doing that. Another thing you want to look for, a couple of times I've gotten this real thin area right in here. I found hairline cracks in them before. You got to be careful. I haven't seen one in quite some time, but once in a while, for whatever reason, there'll be a crack right here in this thin area. Okay, because this big bearing it's a double bearing, tapered bearings. It takes all the load, overhang load on this thing. So I'm going to go over to the power press, so you won't see that because it's over on the other end, but I'm going to stick this in there and press that down in there with that seal in there. Okay, and I got lube in there and everything. So let me be right back, and you'll hear me do it. I'll be back to show you the rest. Go kind of easy on it. Don't force it in there. It goes in there tight. Here, see that? We'll press it. Barb it out. Show you what this looks like. Okay, you can see that it's pressed in there, down there tight. Okay, set that on block. Then we're gonna put a little of our grease in here, our glue, get it down in the seal area, kind of holds things together. Okay, we're gonna take this seal, and this thing, it's kind of a different little seal. We're gonna lay that one down in here. You want to make sure you get it down in there. Work it around, feel it, make sure it's flattened in there. You want to pinch that. Put a little grease on there. Kits are different. These are like O-rings, and they're a different kind of O-ring. It's got a little step on it, so we're going to just grease that up a little bit. Okay, then, now, you got a little rod bearing, or there's a Teflon type bearing, and there are two different sizes. Make sure you get the right one. It's this one. Now you see how they're like that. You're going to push it down, because what happens, when this presses right here, it'll flatten this out, and so it's not metal on metal. It's kind of a Teflon bearing. Okay, it keeps it off the metal. So you got to see, so you're going to take your pick, it's kind of a tight fit, and you're going to roll this in there and get it down in there. Seat it down in there, get it, you'll see it kind of, you want to make sure it's down in there. Okay, and you're going to see that, how it sticks up in there. Okay, then when we push this down, it'll flatten that out. Okay, you can put a little grease on that. Now we got a timing issue here. There's a little groove notch on here. So what I do is I always set them like this, and I start off, I just put this notch towards my belly. This will help with the timing. Okay, so you got your bearing, your Teflon bearing in there. Put the notch towards your stomach when you're working on this. It helps to have a little block like this. So we know that's in there. We're going to set that down right on there. And it's lifted up a little bit. Okay, now you have your dog bone. This was what drives it. We're going to set that in there. Okay, we got another groove for another seal in here now. We'll go ahead and put a little glue in here, grease, red tacky grease. Okay, then you're going to take your O-ring. This has got a flat side. It's got two different style. You want to put that up, flat side down. Okay, you make sure it's in there. You could put a little grease on it too. Just make sure it's down. Take your time. I've done so many of these, I don't need to look at any instructions. But, okay, now here's your drill roller. This is what does the work and gives it the power. You can see this is about 2 inches wide. Some of them are even bigger. The bigger they are, you can get some like this. The bigger that section is, that's what gives you your torque. So if it's bigger, you're going to have more torque. If it's skinnier, it's going to be faster. Okay, this is like a medium size. This is a Charlynn 2000 series. Okay, again, here's your notch. So you're going to line it up with that notch. And you got a counter bore here, so it only goes one way. Okay, you'll see that because there's your splines. So I'm going to set this down. Okay, we got the seal in there. You know, this has already been buffed out and cleaned up, so we're going to set that down. And we're going to have to turn it a little bit probably, and it's going to be tight because I need to get this squared up. There we go. Okay, we had to move that drill roller a little bit. You can see here, see how the groove is? Keep that towards you like this. You want it set up just like that. Okay, now here's the next part. Okay, we're going to take this one, we're going to put the seal because this one flops down. I'm going to put a little grease in there in that groove to hold that seal. You don't want it coming out and cutting it. So I just use this a little bit, not real heavy, but again, take your seal. You got to make sure that these are a different kind of seal, but put them in the right way. They said they used to be square seals. That's how Charlynn used to do it. Okay, it's in there pretty good. Now, you have to look on this, the biggest pocket, because this is where the timing is. You can see that. So I'm saying that that's the biggest pocket. You want to know where that's at. This is how you time it. It could be this one, but I think it's that one. Okay, and I've had to do this before. You don't get that right when you put them on the test bench. The timing will be off. I'm trying to hit that because it's a little stiff in there because it's tight with your roller. Okay, so I'm saying you got to take note of that big pocket. Okay, again, you still have a notch on here. You're going to notch, you got the seal in it. You're going to set this down like that. Now you have another little dog bone you got to put in there. Okay, that sets like that. And you set this one down, and that biggest hole is right here. Okay, this is what tells it what to do, you know, when the oil comes in. There's an open port right here on that biggest pocket. So you want to take note of that. There it is there. There's a big pocket. You remember that. Set that down just like so. Okay, now we come into this part. Now you have these holes on the side. Now we know that big slot's right there. So what you do is you line up, I know the big pocket's here. You line up this hole, one of these holes, it doesn't matter which one, with that big pocket, and then clockwise one turn till it sits down. See, that's off. One more to the right, and it'll sit flat, but it's, see, there it is. So the pocket was there, and I have it one clicked right. Now I'm going to turn it back around like this. Okay, so we're at that part. Put a little grease on here because you know that's it's gonna. There's a piece that rides